So in this dream that I had recently, I was like holding up this tiny little glass jar, like from like a doll's house or something. It was so tiny. And I was holding up to the light and someone was saying this was the way in. And I woke up thinking, what the hell was all that about? I have no idea. But I do know that my dreams have started to become more and more vivid and more crazy in a way that I don't really know how to explain. And so in these videos, I'm going to be talking about, just some of my experiences, but really I'm talking about them not because I have come to any hard conclusions about what they are or their meaning, although I have obviously come up with some idea, which I will share with you at the end, of what I think it means. But a lot of what I'm saying in these videos is just kind of like a loose interpretation of, just of my ideas and what I think about this whole experience and the experience of Kundalini activation. So in the dream itself, I kind of got this phone call from somebody, and it was like, like my iPhone in the dream, and I was staring at it, and actually on the phone it was just a very good looking guy calling me, and I thought, oh, I must pick up this phone call. So I picked up the phone and it was just somebody I'd known from a really long time ago, like that was actually like a real person, but I hadn't spoken to him in like, I don't know, 20 odd years. And so he was just kind of, in the beginning, he was like, oh, hey. And I was kind of, look, I don't mean to be rude, but, we haven't spoken in 20 years. Why are you calling me? And he was like, okay, I'll get straight to the point. And I was like, okay. And he just said, the portal is open. And I thought, the portal. And as soon as he said that, I kind of got this image in my mind. And I don't know if you've seen Westworld, but there's this part in Westworld where it's like they're trying to get to this place, and I suppose it's kind of like, like a kind of heaven, and they're kind of jumping off this cliff, and their bodies are dying, but they're not dying. They're kind of, their souls are living on, kind of thing. So I don't know, but that is kind of what got conjured in my mind as he said the portal is open. And so I envisioned it as like this place in my mind. And he said, no, it's not a place. And I said, well, if it's not a place, then, like, how do I get there? And he said, you just have to hold up this glass jar to the light. And yeah, that was when I kind of woke up and thought, the portal is open? Yeah, I was like, what the hell? And it was such a vivid dream. That's the thing. Like, some of these dreams that you can have with Kundalini activation is like, they really stay with you for, I mean, that dream has stayed with me for months. Like, I will remember that dream for a really long time. They're so vivid. And I suppose this is, this is one of the ways in Kundalini activation that can happen, where dreams become vivid, or you might have like deeper insights, or this sense of like knowing, or synchronicities become more rapid or more regular. But for me, it seems that things and information comes to me through dreams. Anyway, I'd kind of, not forgotten about the dream, because I said, like, I still remember it, but later on, like maybe a few months later, all of this light energy started to come into the sessions. I'd had a little bit of it before. I don't know if it happened before the dream. It's hard to say now. But basically, just in the last 2 months, so much has changed. This light energy is coming in a way that just didn't happen before. It kind of just floods in, rather than maybe before there was an element more of me trying to bring in that type of energy. Whereas now it is just flooding in, and it feels kind of like, and I was kind of doubting like what kind of, I don't really know what kind of energy this is like. And as soon as I had that doubt, I had a session where basically I just, as that energy came in, it was just, I was just saying things like God, 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 Shiva, 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 love, love, love. And it feels like this kind of unconditional love. It feels warm. It can feel like the sun on your face, but also like the, but it's kind of like not just your face. It's like it kind of almost can kind of be in the whole body, feeling that way. Kind of this warmth that kind of comes in, but it's not warmth. It's not like an internal warmth. It's like a, yeah, like a warmth from like, yeah, like from the sun, like the outside warming the system, if that makes sense. It can feel like a higher presence. And it just seems that even the people that have come to me have started to notice this. So they've just said to me like something feels slightly different in the last couple of months, where they said that to them it feels like the sessions have become deeper. And this is also how I feel, like because this light energy is now flooding in, it feels like there is a greater depth to the sessions. It almost feels like it isn't just Kundalini activation anymore, but it's almost like a kind of channeling of this light form energy. So it kind of got me thinking about that dream. And I started to think that maybe I am the glass jar, and all the people that come to me are also the glass jars. But I don't know. What do you think? Does anybody else have these crazy dreams that they can't find it hard to understand, or I don't know. Yeah, if anybody does, then I'd love to hear about it. So yeah, leave a comment. And if you do want to come and try some of these sessions that I'm doing, I am doing them in London. I will leave a link to the sessions below, and I am also doing them online. So if you don't live in London, then you can give them a go online too. Yeah, speak soon.